New Year. Happy New Year. Hopefully everyone is doing well. It was a great Christmas for us, great holiday. It was a wild month, a lot of sicknesses. I think a lot of people are going through some crazy sicknesses. I was on and off sick with like 5 different things for like almost a week and a half straight. So it was rough, but we got through it. Yeah. So let me pull up our stuff and then we'll kind of dive right in here in a minute. It's 8:27, a little bit early. That's okay. That's okay. We'll let a couple people join here. Mocktail Monday on a Tuesday. I promise next Monday we'll get back to it. So today we're going to talk a lot about some things that are coming up, but also I wanted to talk about like home buying, just a couple things when it comes to 2024. Obviously, you might have seen the last few months. Ooh, I'm a little bit behind. Last few weeks, interest rates kind of came down on houses a little bit. I think it was like 1% or something like that. It wasn't like a ton, but it's a huge jump. It's going to be a competitive market. Me and my mortgage lender, Diane, are going to be having a home buyers workshop, kind of like more of a seminar presentation next Wednesday in Mount Clemens area. So if you're out on the east side at all and want to be a part of the home buyers seminar presentation, we're doing an hour-long in-person thing. We won't be doing it online, but definitely take a look at that. I've been posting about it. It's all over my Facebook, the link and stuff on Eventbrite, and just message me if you are interested as well. We're going to wait just another minute or so because we are early. So we'll talk a little bit about some home buying stuff. A lot of thoughts, and there's some big announcements coming from me here this week, but it's all about, we're going to talk about savings a lot in the new year because a lot of people we gotta get the savings going, you guys. We really do. Essentially, we want to save with all the other crap going on in life. 2024 is going to be a huge year. 23 was rough, but 24 is a bounce back year, and that's what's most important. So I'm going to talk about savings in the new year a little bit. Cutting your goals in half. I know that sounds weird, right? That title. It's like, wait a minute, setting goals and cutting them in half? What the heck does that mean? It's basically a slowdown year for everybody. 2024 is going to be a slow down year. Like we got to catch back up and we got to relax and enjoy life a little bit. And we'll talk about that tonight as well in terms of what that means, cutting your goals in half. And of course, picks. I'm not too happy about the Lions-Cowboys game the other night. We're not going to get into it. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about the penalties and the phantom non-check-ins, whatever it is. We're moving on. So I'll have just a couple picks, 2 NFL picks, and then the big college football. Congratulations to Michigan to make it to the national championship. I'm going to be honest with you. I want Washington because I'm not a Michigan fan, but it was kind of cool, seeing them, especially go to overtime the other night. I called it. My son looked at me. I'm like, I'm telling you, this is going to be 2020. It's going to go into overtime. And that was when it was like, I think it was 13-10. I looked at my son and I was like, hey, this is going to overtime tonight. I got a feeling. And it sure did. And Michigan won. So that was pretty cool for them. So anyways, let's get started. Other people can join in here. Tonight's mocktail is my brother left it over. I've had it before. It's Athletic Brewing Company, non-alcoholic Run Wild IPA. It's pretty good. I give it like a 3.5. I've had it before. They have a lot of good stuff, Athletic, at local liquor stores if you can find it. They have a really good one. It's called West Coast. I think that's Athletic Brewing. West Coast IPA, I think it is. It's like a silver and purple can, you guys. Ooh, it's good. It's my favorite one by them. This is nice, though. It's like a light version of a non-alcoholic IPA. Oh, there's my coaster. I was looking all over for it. So I know a lot of my followers on Instagram over here. It said 20 people are active. Let's see if I saw one person join. Whatever. We're going to do this anyway. Hopefully some people will see this on Facebook at least. This restream thing. I don't know if this is telling me that only one person was watching. Oh, here we go. Okay. So it shows me YouTube and Facebook. People are watching live. Okay, cool. So let's get right into it. I was going to talk about home buying in 2024 tips. Basically, I posted about this the other day. We're doing an upcoming seminar, like I said, January 10th. Me and Diane from Mortgage One. We're going to be in the east side out near Mount Clemens, you guys, but we would love for you to join. Basically, it is going to be everything you need to know about like budgeting for the house, what you need to do to pre-prep, save, and then all the mortgage process too. Diane's going to cover all that portion as well. It's going to be really informative. It's, Diane's my personal mortgage lender, helped us get a house, and, she's been in the game for 40 plus years. So, and obviously I'm going to bring as much as I can for the financial knowledge, which will be really good, hopefully for everybody that attends. So that's next Wednesday, 6 p.m. At Mortgage One out in Mount Clemens, east side. But home buying tips, you guys, like a few things you got to think about, right? When you're looking at buying a home. I bought a home, but it's been a long time, obviously 10 years ago. Wow, we're coming up on 10 years in a few months. That is nuts. We've been in this house. I didn't even realize that. But a few things that you want to think about when you're looking at home buying tips is you got to pre-prep everything, right? We have to prep a budget. I'm looking both ways because there's Instagram Live here too. So we have to pre-prep a budget. Honestly, you have to get some type of budget set up for you and your spouse, your partner, or whatever. And you have to sit down and say, okay, what's like our timeline with this, right? And the timeline has to be basically realistic, right? So you got to have a budget to start first. If you don't budget, you need to start getting consistently. Figure out how you're going to budget. You have to see how much money you're making. Like right now, if you're paycheck to paycheck, well, in the next month or two, how are you going to afford a mortgage then? That's something you got to think about. Probably not the time to do it and rush into a house in the next 60 to 90 days, right? But on the flip side, if you look at the budget and you're like, all right, we make good money, we're always positive, a few $100 here every month, a few $100 there. Still not ready for a house to just jump in, right? But then realistically, you could say, what if we save 6 to 12 months and just started meeting some mortgage people and lenders and then eventually get pre-approved in a few months. And then that way you get pre-approved. I think it's 6 months still, where if you get pre-approved, you're still pre-approved for 6 months. I could be wrong on that. But realistically, you have to plan, and it's usually a year out at least, right? Because realistically, most people are going to look at their budget and be like, listen, we could sit here and get a house in 6 months, but what if we can only put like 3 or 5% down? There's nothing wrong with that. There's programs that will work for, but there's PMI, there's points, there's other things that will be included in that there, and you're going to end up paying more money in the long run. So you might want to think about that too. If you can put 20% down, beautiful. That means you're good and all that, but then you got to add in rough pay, and this is where the mortgage lender and getting pre-approved for and setting a budget of like how much I want to be pre-approved for a home, like the maximum amount, because you don't have to go the maximum amount. I think our maximum amount, now guys, this was 10 years ago, calm down. Our maximum amount for a house, I believe back then was like, we didn't want anything over 250 or something like that. It might have even been less than that, like 220, 225 was our maximum. We told them that's all we wanted. And it ended up, we got our house back then for 154 basically. Now, guys, that was 10 years ago. A lot better route back then. So you're like 154,000. We got a ranch. Whoa. That's the dream. That house is probably worth 254 right now. So, but the point is, we knew how much we could afford, and that was the benefit of having a great mortgage lender too. Is like she basically laid it out and said, "Listen, you guys, this is how much it is. This is how much you need. Here's your debt to income. Like, here's how much you can afford." Then we had to sit down and say, "Okay, this is how much the rough monthly payment's going to be for a house of 160,000 or whatever. Or in your case, it might be a house for 250, 300. This is roughly give or take the payment. Now we got to look at our budget again." And say, oh crap, can we afford a $1,200 payment right now? Ooh, we can't. Okay, we got a few more months to save. So you can still pre-prep for your mortgage and still save 6 to 12 months at least to kind of get the hang of that and be prepared to get into a house so you don't just jam in there. Next up is you got to always remember all the extras, right? So you got property insurance, you got property taxes, all these people that help you, realtors, mortgage lenders, they got to tell you all this. You guys, there's going to be a lot more cost up front when you're not owning a house, and now you will be owning a house. And finally, there's always extras, right? You move into a house, you're like, it's perfect. This is the house of our dreams. Bull crap, you guys. Things break right away, and things be done, and paint needs to be painted, and all this other crap happens that you don't expect, probably within a year or two of when you move in. So you have to pre-prep for a savings for your future house expenses as well. So that's just a few things to get you kind of your juices flowing if you're thinking about buying a home maybe in the next year or so. Don't ask me about rates. You can ask a mortgage lender about that. I don't think they're going to come down below 5%. That's my opinion, but that's still pretty good. 5% compared to where they were at, what, 7%, 7.5%? That's just my opinion from what I've heard and talked to people. What else are we going to talk about today? Today we are going to talk about savings in the new year. So me and the wonderful coach Annie, I posted this like 5 times, you guys, on Spotify. You can see it. You can see it on Apple Podcasts. We talked all about savings, pre-prepping for not just Christmas holiday savings for 2024, starting like right away, but we were also kind of trying to gear it towards savings in general. Like you have to just jump on it in 2024, you guys. We can't get way behind where all of a sudden, like Annie said in that, in part of our video in that that podcast, she said like, oh, it's going to come back up. It's on December 25th every year, right? But somehow we are always not ready. And all of a sudden it's December 1st and we're like, crap, we got 3 weeks left, right? So pre-prepping your savings account early on is vital. That can look at Christmas, like a Christmas envelope, a Christmas savings account, really up front, and kind of just getting your budget and getting your mindset ready in 2024 early, like now, because things will come up and you're like, well, it's only January. We're lazily getting into it, right? New Year's, we didn't do much. We were sick or whatever, all that. Before you snap it, it's going to be February. Before you snap it again, it's end of tax season. It's April. Like, you know what I mean? Like things just move, you guys. The pace of it just seems like COVID. I mean, I can't believe COVID literally, you guys, in a couple months was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, COVID started. Like, what? It feels like 2 years ago, literally. Like, guys, where did all the time go? My point is, you know, you got to start thinking about your savings account, your retirement, your emergency savings, things that a lot of us don't have, it doesn't seem like. And that's totally cool. 2023 drained everything for a lot of people, right? Well, now we got to get that organization back together. And it starts with getting your savings organized, looking at your budget, saying, okay, I got no money here. I got this debt. I got this bill. I got this debt. I get this bill. I got to start saving. What do I need to do? Call me. And no, really, I'm going to have a fun announcement coming this week, you guys. And it's going to involve all about savings. It's going to be all about accountability. It's going to be a challenge for you guys. I'm really looking forward to showing it to you guys. So just keep an eye on Facebook, keep an eye on Instagram, keep an eye on everything. Brian at Madeline Financial Coaching. Just look Madeline Financial Coaching, you guys. It's going to be a really cool thing for 2024 for you guys to really get you off to the right start. Excuse me. Take a sip. So that is part 2 of it. Part 3, I'm going to go back to Coach Annie here because she posted something the other day that really, you know, you're sitting around on the holidays, really just got my brain thinking, and I like it. A couple years ago, I think my wife and I did this. We stopped setting resolutions, and we said, we're just going to set a goal, or maybe 2 goals, you know, each goals. And then like she started like the word of the year, like what's my word going to be? Or what's our 3 words going to be? Oh my, excuse me. Give me 1 sec. And I really like that, what she said that. And then Annie jumped on and did a post the other day about how I'm just like cutting my goals in half basically and setting expectations lower. And some people hear that and they're like, wait, you're setting goals and you're cutting everything in half? Like, why? I totally get that. And I kind of agree with that to a full extent. And what I think I take that as is I'm just going to let things happen. it is what it is this year. I think if anything taught us last year, if last year taught us anything about everything, is shit hits the fan, excuse my French, a lot. And it hit the fan and hit the fan and hit the fan and hit the fan. And a lot of us just boom, 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 boom. This happened. My car broke down. This happened. This happened. Like, I had too many goals. I was rushing too much. It's time to just like slow down in my mind this year and, set 1 or 2 really good goals. Or you can do good, better, best. That's a fun program, right? Here's my 2 goals. I don't know why I'm joking, guys. Sorry. Maybe here's my 2 or 3 goals. Good would be if I accomplished it by the end of the year. Better would be if I accomplished it by September 1st. Best would be July 1st or June. And something but just slowing down and cutting your goals down a little bit. Like, I think we all set like all these expectations, like, oh, we got to work out more, and which never happens after 3 weeks in the season, right? We got to, I got to save $5,000. Okay. Probably want to do that last year too, right? How much of that did that happen? Not much. I want to do this. I want to buy a new house. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to take the kids here. All of a sudden you have all these goals and all this stuff, and it gives you so much anxiety, you guys. And it's just like, I'm going to take it, and you can do it whatever you want, but like, I'm going to take it like, slow down. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to set my couple goals. I have some goals already in mind, and I'm just going to see what happens. See what happens and go with the flow and work my butt off at work and work my butt off at this company and my company and just do what I need to do what I need to do. And guess what? If I hit all my goals or hit my couple goals and then maybe exceed them a little bit by hitting another goal that wasn't really on my plan, then beautiful. I went above and beyond then. If not, guess what? I still, accomplished my goals at my pace. I was more relaxed, more time with my family, just more chill. That's what we need this year. That's my word, is just to chill. My word of the 2024 is relax, or you can use chill. Whatever you want. Everyone just chill. Like, it's gonna be good. Like, let's see what happens. So shout out to Annie on that post though, because it really got me thinking, and I think everyone just needs to slow down. Cut their expectations down a little bit. Obviously, don't sit there and just say, oh, no, you know what, you're right. Forget goals. I don't mean like that. But don't set like 10 goals when you're not going to hit them all, probably. I mean, it's okay to just be like, I really want to work my butt off at these 2 or 3 things, and I'm going to work as hard as I can to get these done. And that should be your attitude for 2024. Awesome. What else are we going to talk about? Well, no one else is really joining right now, so I mean, I like having these Mocktail Mondays, but hopefully people watch them right after, because there's been barely anyone poking on here. Looks like one person. Cool. Hopefully you guys watch this afterwards. Maybe you're sitting around, or if you're watching reels or something like that on Instagram. That's touche. Hopefully you guys can watch this for like 20 minutes today. I mean, I like to provide a lot of this stuff. Hopefully it's helpful, and maybe people watch it afterwards. I don't know if I can see if people stream it afterwards, to be honest with you. I'm using this restream thing, but I'm using the free version, so I probably can't see if you guys watch this afterwards, but that's totally cool. Let's just get right into picks, you guys. I mean, that's all I really want to talk about. It's going to be a great year in 2024. There's a lot of good things. Like I said, please keep an eye out on Madeline Financial Coaching this week. There's going to be a big announcement coming that could benefit a lot of you guys when it comes to savings for 2024. So keep an eye out on that if you see this. Picks. Talk football. Woohoo! Only 3 games this weekend as we're gearing up. Steelers, Ravens. Steelers are favored by this in a field goal. I mean, the Ravens can't do anything. They're 1 seed. So I think everybody's sitting literally. Lamar, everybody. So Steelers are favored for a reason. Steelers are fighting for their lives to sneak into the playoffs. I think even if they win, they need 1 team to lose at least, I think. I don't remember how it works. I got Steelers 20, Ravens 17. It's going to be ugly. I think it's defensive battle. Lamar's not playing, so normally the Ravens would probably smoke them, but I think the Steelers win, and I think hopefully they sneak into the playoffs again. We'll see what happens. Lions, Vikings. After Saturday night, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even think the Vikings should get on the plane. I mean, I think it could turn into a bloodbath, but the Vikings play very good defense. Even if their Cousins and a lot of their guys are out, they play very good defense. I think Lions 27, Vikings 17. So they're going to win by double digits. It could get ugly, though, I think. I think the Lions are going to come home and the crowd's going to be nuts. They're going to stomp on the Vikings. I mean, it could be more than that. It could be like 34-20 or something. Like 10 to 14 points would be my prediction. Washington, Michigan, guys, national championship. Even though I feel like Michigan, it's just like something about with all this crap, the scandals and all this other BS. I'm not a Michigan fan either. I just think it's gotten out of hand. But like, I think it's their year. But Washington is just every day, every game finds a way. They're undefeated. I mean, they just keep winning and winning and winning. And that offense in Penix is just tremendous. I'm going to take Washington, guys. I think it's going to be a great game. I don't know if it's going to go to overtime, but I got Washington 31 and Michigan 28. I think it's going to be a great game. I hope it's a great game. We need a national championship that is just tremendous. I would love to watch an overtime game, too. It's just down to the last play again, just like the other night. I think that would be so much fun to watch. But, yeah, I think Washington sneaks it out. So I'm going to take Washington, but I would not be surprised if Michigan wins the national championship this year. It just kind of feels like either team, they both deserve it this year. They both have played their brains off. So that's it. That's the picks, guys. Thanks for joining me today. Hopefully you guys watch the replay of this on Facebook. It'll be pinned right to the top of my profile. Hopefully this was very helpful information. And as always, I'm knocking my – sorry if that was really loud. Off the game a little bit here. We're off to a good start. But as always, if you need anything, reach out to me. You know where to find me, malinfinancialcoaching.com. Schedule a complimentary chat if you need it. We're going to make 2024 a really great year, you guys. So have a good night, and I will see you soon.